Sounds good. All right, so welcome everybody. Thank you so much, SoFeya, for being here with us. This is gonna be so much fun. We've known each other for maybe a couple of years. It seems like time flies, but we met through a mutual coaching Facebook group, and I was struggling with my personal success with my business. This is a couple of years ago, and I was trying to figure out, I'm doing online coaching. I was doing one-on-one counseling as a dietitian, and it was COVID, and I felt like I was doing all the right things, and then nothing was happening. And I was like, okay, God, what am I doing? What do you want me to be doing? So I put this all in this group chat in this post, and then lots of people responded, oh, do this, do that. Looks like I'm frozen. Do all these different things, but it was just like nothing was happening. And so SoFeya, she was so sweet. She came in and explained like her husband had struggled with a similar thing, and she had a way to kind of get out of it, how to become successful. And she put more of an emotional twist to it. So I was able to understand, like, it's not just do this, do this, do this, but maybe there's something that I can do for myself to improve to make it happen. So I reached out to her and we completely spoke the same language. So I was like, this is awesome. So yeah, so we've known each other since then. We've became friends. We've became cohorts. We've supported each other through our personal and business journey. And it's been really awesome getting to know her. So I'm super happy to have her here to share with you all what she shared with me initially about success and what it actually means compared to what society says success actually means. So just wanted to give you a little background on how I know her. So welcome to their group. Let me make sure I'm getting everything right. Okay. So it was so sweet. So when we were kind of chatting over like a few days, I was telling her about our group and what we do and who we are and our age range. And she was saying that she's in our age range too, so she could relate. And the cool thing, so she's, if you want me to share your age, is that okay? Okay, yes.
Yeah,
okay.
totally.
Okay. I always ask. So she's 52 and she's like, yeah, I'm right in your age range. I get you ladies. And she's actually been intermittent fasting for over a year now. So which I didn't know, but now I know that. So she gets what we're doing. And the cool thing is that she's also a former Olympic figure skating coach. And she's also a best-selling author and international speaker who's appeared on stages across the globe, which is really exciting. And she's passionate about guiding individuals to embody their best selves, which I love, and live a life of purpose, joy, and abundance. Abundance is like, yeah, whenever I do practice abundance, it just feels so good. Like, God, thank you for bringing all these things in my life. It's so cool. And there's a little quote she said here. She says, in the words of Gandhi, my life is my message. So just living that out is how people learn. She's transformed a life of oppression and abuse into her message of showing people how to take charge of their destiny and transform rocks into diamonds. I love that. She's also created a program called Imagine It, and it's a simple life-changing tool that we can use to achieve all of these things. She holds a master's degree in spiritual psychology and numerous certifications ranging from yoga to hypnosis and high performance coaching. So that's a really cool deep dive into all that stuff. She can be heard on a podcast as a number one on iTunes, Entrepreneur on Fire. Is that what it's called? The podcast, Entrepreneur on Fire? And seen in the soon to be released documentary, Woman's Prime. That's really cool. That's exciting. I can't wait to see that. So she's not only coached Olympic silver medalist figure skaters, but she's also a best-selling author. We talked about that. She's an international speaker, and she's traveled all over sharing her expertise. But today she will be sharing with us the secret to becoming a champion. Oh, and why the same actions and habits produce wild success for some, but at the same time, bitter disappointment for others. And most importantly, what you can do about it and how you can realize your dreams. So we're all on the same journey together, and we all have different outcomes depending on where we're at in the season of our life or the journey that we're on. But I wanted her to share with us about success specifically. And so anyway, so please welcome my friend, SoFeya, Joseph. It's just so cool. So just another little backstory too is right now, so in our online course, the Ageless Body Blueprint, in the first couple modules, we're talking about creating a vision for yourself And I really feel for me personally and for our group that there's so much value and so much importance in creating a vision of what you want your life to look like, or what God puts on your mind for the vision of your life that he has for you, and holding on to that vision, keeping it in the forefront of your mind, and kind of like keeping your eyes on the prize kind of idea in order to keep staying the course and keep doing your thing so that ultimately you can live out that vision. So I think today it ties in really well with what SoFeya is going to talk about, because it's all about stepping into who God created us to be and growing that inner man, that spiritual person that God created in us, and letting that overwhelm our sinful nature so we can live how God actually created us to be. So anyway, so welcome again. And so, yeah, so yeah. So I just thought it was cool that we can really hold that, the value of holding that vision of who we want to be. So, okay, so how about we start here? How about you tell us a little bit about yourself, SoFeya, and let us know like how this concept or how your passion began teaching about all of these things. I know there's probably a lot, but go ahead and let us know.
Thank you for introducing. Like, there's like a big introduction.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you once again. I'm just really, really honored, guys, to share with you and be of support. And I love what Cynthia is doing, and I have her book here. All with,
Oh, thank you.
yeah. So just
Yeah.
really proud because this book wasn't in existence when we've met. So I know that the program
Mm,
Imagines were in support as you
mm.
were writing this book. So it's like really exciting. It's like one of my babies, I would
Yay.
say.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. So I have my have it right here. Patience. I'm working on patience right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah. And you guys, how many of you got a chance to download Success I Imagined? Awesome. Yes,
Okay.
awesome. Okay. So you're gonna put your water on top of it, and what we'll do, I'll share a little bit about who I am and what I do, and maybe if you don't mind, we'll start with the centering process. Would that be okay?
Mhm. Yeah.
Cool.
Hmm.
Okay. So, like Cynthia said, I coached figure skating and I coached that for over 25 years. And I guess the pinnacle of my success was second place at the Olympics with my student. And at the same time, as it was a pinnacle, it was the lowest point in my career at the same time because my student didn't get second place. She didn't win the second place. She lost the first place. She lost the gold medal rather than winning the silver. And if you know figure skating at all, my student's name is pretty famous. She was Sasha Kamen, and she fell twice at the Olympics why she got that second place. And thanks to that moment, we are here today because if she didn't fall and skated perfect, I would just continue my life the way it was going. It would have been just, you know, all great because I have accomplished my goal. But the way spirit works does not work that way. The spirit works in a way that is going to give you something that you want and give you a lot of what you don't want. And the reason for that is to kick your butt so that you move to improve. And that was exactly what happened. And I was so disappointed with what happened. My ego was just, my ego, I was going to the Olympics and I was messed up. And everyone is not going to say, oh, well, Sasha fell. No, no, no. It's your fault because you were coaching her. So she fell because you are not good enough. So I had to figure out how to get out of that. And even though that Olympics, before the Olympics happened, I thought that was, the dream that I've worked for my entire life. And I finally accomplished that. That obviously wasn't my dream. It was very different from being on TV, waving into the camera from the kiss and cry area, blowing kisses and being like, oh my gosh, like what I was watching on TV, like when you watch TV and you see, the skaters and the coaches and the kiss and cry area, all happy, smiling and all of that. That was not what it was when reality came to be. So it was an entirely different thing. And that's how I came home, devastated, and the search had started. What can I do not to have this experience again? What can I do that my students are better prepared? And Sasha Cohen, she was an unbelievable student. Now, I didn't coach her since childhood. She came to me already as a developed athlete, but I had a bunch of kids at home. And it was like that Olympics was like a preview for me for what could happen. And I knew that was not what I wanted to happen with my younger students. And at that time, the shift happened that it wasn't about how physically good you are, it's about how your mind and your heart work together. Well, at first it was the mind. So mind was the first thing. And I got myself enrolled on master's degree in sports psychology because I decided we have to take care of the mind. And that was the beginning of that particular journey. But of course, going back in time, I was a skater and that was my mom's dream. I was growing up in the Soviet Union. I was Jewish, Jewish girl in the Russian society. I was short, stocky, dark-haired girl. Everyone else was blonde, tall, and skinny, and they were Russians. And so my coaches didn't particularly take much interest in me. And not only that, my name was Stupid Lazy Pig. That's what I was called every single day. And I knew that that's who I was, and that was never going to change. So that was really what started my whole coaching process. Because when when you decide that you're stupid lazy pig and nothing's ever gonna happen with you, guess what happens? Nothing's gonna happen with you. And so they kicked me out. And my mom, who was just insane, fanatic about skating, she wouldn't give up on me. And she kept on taking me to the rink to practice. And one day, this woman showed up at the rink and she saw me and she was like, who is this girl? She is the most beautiful, talented girl I've seen. And she was talking about me, stupid lazy pig. And this woman was a new coach. And she wanted to coach me. But you can imagine a little girl who is constantly humiliated and called these names and knows that she is nothing. She has this figure who is telling her, you're the most beautiful, talented girl I've ever seen. I might have not believed her, but I had to work my ass off to make sure that she doesn't change her mind. And a couple of years later, I was standing on the podium and I was a state champion. And all these girls, blonde, tall, skinny girls, were standing below me. And that day I knew that I had the potential within me, just like everyone else did. And that story got buried. I forgot all about it. I moved on with my life later. I grew up. I didn't eventually continue skating, and we came to America. I didn't know what I wanted to be. And then one day, you know how God works, right? One day it happened that I found myself back at the rink, and I realized I was 19. I realized that what I wanted to be was a coach, like the coach that changed my life. And so I went to school and for coaching figure skating, and that's how that whole journey had begun. It wasn't until later, after the Olympics, when this whole thing with Sasha Cohen happened, and I found myself getting a degree in spiritual psychology. That was the time when I realized that I never really liked skating. I really didn't. What I really loved was helping people find their potential. So it wasn't about skating. It wasn't about those jumps. It wasn't about those spins. It was about taking some little kid who thinks she's a stupid, lazy pig and showing her that she's got magic inside and bringing that out. And once I realized that, you know what happened? God took me out of coaching skating. And for a while it was like, what am I supposed to be doing with this? And since I got my master's degree in spiritual psychology, well, I become a coach. Well, like a life coach. So that's what I started doing, and I started speaking. I wrote my book, and once again, everything was going pretty well. On one hand, but on the other hand, I got divorced, and I was living in this house that my husband left me with mortgage, and I was studying, and I just started a whole new career from scratch. It's not like in skating, everyone knows me. I am now doing life coaching where no one knows me. I'm starting from the beginning. And I'm like, it's okay, I can do this. But I ran out of time. I ran out of time and money because I had to pay so much money for this mortgage. And so this one day I'm sitting on the floor in my room and I'm like, okay, what should I do? I have 1 month left of mortgage to pay. I don't have anything else left. And I'm losing this house. And I was reading a book, and maybe you're familiar with the author Dyer, Power of
Yeah.
Intention. And
Yeah.
I was reading Power of Intention. And there
Mm-hmm.
was a quote in that book. And it said, you receive what you desire for others.
Mm-hmm.
You receive what you desire for others.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat with that. And I sat with that. I thought, what is that? You receive what you desire for others. And I knew that from the spiritual psychology, I knew that my outer reality is a reflection of my inner reality.
Mm-hmm.
My outer reality is a reflection of my inner reality. And that means you receive what you desire for others. It means that the other who's in front of you is the mirror of you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you desire something for the image of the mirror, to the image of you in the mirror, who is the one receiving it? It's you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I sat with that, and at that time I really needed abundance. And I wrote down on a piece of paper, I am unlimited abundance, I want. And I've heard about this thing about Dr. Emoto. I don't know if you've heard about Dr. Emoto. And he did some experiments with water
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
that if you if you uh, thank water, if you put positive thoughts on water, the water changes its molecular structure.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew about that. And so I wrote that I'm unlimited abundance I want. I wrote that on a piece of paper and I put my water bottle on top of it. And I was walking around the house doing my chores the way I usually do, the way I do my things. And I would, pick up my water, drink my water, do my stuff, pick up my water, do stuff, put it down. And this time I pick up my water. I look again at this piece of paper that says, I'm unlimited abundance, I want. And it goes, yeah, I have to make coasters for people because people don't, like, I wrote a book, people don't read the book. It's hard to find, it's hard to convince people to do a coaching program. But guess what? I want to change the world and everyone drinks water. Do you guys drink water?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone drinks water. So if I make these beautiful coasters and they're so beautiful, and everyone is like, oh my gosh, I want that because we all want things. How many of you have an iPhone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you, in that, with that iPhone, how many of you loved the experience of buying this iPhone when they gave you that box?
Mm-hmm.
And you take that box and it's so luxurious and it's so beautiful and you just like want to sleep with it. And I'm thinking, if I make these coasters that are so luxurious and so beautiful, and everyone is just going to be like, oh my gosh, I want that.
Mm-hmm.
And they drink their water and they just love seeing and touching and using it. And every time they drink that water, they see that quality. They see it, they see it, they see it, they see it. They drink it, they drink it, they drink it, they drink it. And then what happens? They become it.
Mm-hmm.
And it changes their lives.
Mm-hmm. So is that, just kind of to ask you a question quick, so is that kind of like as if you're meditating on scripture, like about if you're meditating on truth instead of meditating on negative lies? So it's like it's kind of like an affirmation of a reminder of who you really are. So then when you drink your water, you're reminded of this is the truth of who I am.
It's a prayer.
A prayer. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a prayer. It's an intention. And it's more than that. What did Jesus teach in the Last Supper?
Mm-hmm.
He said, drink this to remember me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And these qualities are the qualities, are Christ qualities, the
Mm-hmm.
qualities of your higher self, of the soul.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you chose, well, you didn't choose, you got an opportunity to download the success I mentioned today. Success is a quality. Success is not a thing that you accomplish. Success is a quality
So is
of
that
your
meaning?
soul.
So that means like a who you are, like part of who you are. Success is who we are because
Yes.
of Christ is
It's,
success.
I mean, think about this. If you look around you, you just look around you. Let's just do this. Grab any object, whatever you
Mm-hmm.
want. Just grab any object and show that object. Any object. Okay. Now, as you, okay, so there you have, everyone has a different object right now, okay, that you hold.
Mm-hmm.
Is this object a success? It isn't. Is it here now? Is it
Mm-hmm.
made?
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't a success, would it possible for you to hold it on your hands right now?
No.
Because it wouldn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
If it exists, it's success.
Mm-hmm. True.
Okay. So if it exists, it's success. It was created.
Mm-hmm.
So God is success.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If something is not created, it's still success because it wasn't meant to be created. It was success of not being created. Who is success of being created? I mean, there's no other way.
Yeah, I like also
God
when
is success, period.
yeah, God is success. Yeah, and that's the thing is I remember reading this, I think, of one of your things, but how you said your success, whether you get up in the morning at 6 a.m. and are ready to go for your day and on time, but you're also success if you decide to sleep in and look at your phone and get distracted with time.
Exactly,
It doesn't matter
100%.
what you're doing. you're
Your
still
success.
you're still success, right? So it's just how you
The
define it,
trick in the
right?
formula is that I am success I want.
Oh, okay.
That is the tweak here.
The I want piece.
Because your success at getting up at 6 in the morning or your success at sleeping in,
Hmm.
which success do you want to be?
So you're successful either way at that particular thing, but it just depends on what exactly you want for your to define your success.
Yes.
Got it.
So
Okay.
you choose the success you want. So
Hmm.
if you didn't get up, don't blame yourself. I'm a failure because I was snoozing 10 times. No, you were total success at snoozing 10 times. That's what you wanted.
Right. Or falling off of your
And that's
workout.
great. You succeeded at that. I mean, give yourself some credit. Congratulations.
So, like, for example, if somebody said, oh man, I messed up because I didn't get my workouts in today, or I didn't get to eat all the food I was supposed to, or I didn't fast like I wanted to, you're still success, but just in a different way, right? Successfully doing those other things, but it wasn't necessarily what you desired.
It's not if you didn't fast the way you wanted to, guess what? You didn't want to fast.
That's
It's just
true.
as simple
That's
as that.
I know because I think there's so much emotion that's tagged to it, or it's a judgment, like self judgment and condemnation. Right? We talked before in our group about condemnation and conviction, like the difference, like how God convicts us, spurs us, but then condemnation is the shame and the blame that comes with whatever behavior that's not desired, that you're doing. So yeah, I think that's so beautiful. I love hearing that, being a reminder of no matter what, I am success. I am success because God created me and he is the definition of success. He's success.
But
And
what
that's
we
just
want
right.
is we want a higher level. We
Mm-hmm.
want something more.
Right.
Because the truth is, you are here because you want more. Who is here who wants more?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you didn't want more, why would you show up at, over here?
Right.
You don't need to be here if you don't want more.
Mm-hmm.
So the desire is the key driving force.
Mm-hmm.
And we are made with the desire. God created us with the desire. It's a divine force.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And even them making a decision to be in the group is desire because they want more. Right. And that's what I want more for them. So it's all driven from that point. Yeah.
So this is a key principle right here. And your imagined includes all of that. It includes I am.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the true essence of who we are. So when people look at the imagined and you see it says I am success I want. I am is not Annette or Kim or Cheryl or Cynthia.
Mm-hmm.
That's not who I am is.
Mm-hmm.
I am is the soul, the spirit within you.
Like when God
It's,
says, I am,
it's
I
a
am.
higher being.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I am is, not you. So don't confuse that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I am is that. I am is what Jesus was saying, I am the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
That's I am.
So like I am the great I am is God, right? I am the
So
great I
when you say
am. Yeah.
when he was saying I am the Lord, he wasn't saying I Jesus am the Lord. He
Mm-hmm.
was saying I am is the Lord.
Right. The I am is God, right? Uh-huh. So
Okay?
so so when you say
So
it's a
it's not so that's two separate things.
so when you say I am Cynthia, so I
If
am, I am is the God in me. I am is
yes,
God,
I am is what God is in me.
and
And
Cynthia is just my
God
name.
in me is success.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
God in me is success. I am success.
Mm-hmm.
And God in me wants to know itself as higher level of success.
Right. That's why we have that drive or desire for more, because I am
And
is in me. Right.
we are being the middleman
Mm-hmm.
for that to happen.
Mm-hmm. To make it manifest.
We are in between.
Mm-hmm.
We are the source. We are the instrument, like St. Francis was saying, Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace.
Mm-hmm.
I am an instrument of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm saying I am right now, I'm talking about this being in this body.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important to start understanding which is which.
Mm-hmm.
And through this intermediate being, God gets to know itself in a way. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Through through us, we are the middle thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you imagine the source within you, the inner core self, the true essence of who you are, that's your inner being.
Mm-hmm. Is that your
Okay,
soul or spirit or?
right.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is the world
Mm-hmm.
that's outside of you, that spirit is manifested in. It's
Mm-hmm.
already embodied. So there is a spirit without a body.
Mm-hmm.
Then there is you, spirit and body.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is the world, spirit manifest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And through us, we are create, God is creating through our energy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we are an instrument,
Mm-hmm.
the spiritual being having a human experience.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay, we are spiritual beings having a human experience.
Mm-hmm.
So that is spirit working through us, and we're physical, right? We have an
Mm-hmm.
experience in the human body.
Mm-hmm.
So identifying ourselves, now we have two ways to identify. We can identify ourselves with our body, or we can identify ourselves with spirit.
Mm-hmm. So like it's like the sinful nature and godly nature. Is that what how you'd say it? Like it's our human nature, but then also our God nature.
So when we begin identifying, when we start understanding who we truly are, which is we are spiritual beings
Mm-hmm.
having a human experience,
Mm-hmm.
and when we begin identifying with the spiritual being within us,
Mm-hmm.
then we begin identifying with the spiritual qualities
Got it.
of the spirit, with
Which
the
is the
spirit's qualities. And
which
success is one of these qualities.
okay. So which is the
So,
truth of who we really are.
so let's do the little centering right now.
Okay.
Yes?
Sure.
Okay. So let's pick up your bottle, your glass, whatever. Just hold it to your heart. Okay. I'm going. I'm going to ask success you want to see, know, embody, and create, inspire our eyes to recognize success we want to see, our hearts to feel success we want to know, ourselves to own success we want to embody, and our bodies to express success we want to create. And we ask that success we want to see, know, embody, and create light our way and guide us from beliefs about success to truth, from illusion of success to illumination, from seeker of success to master, from potential success to manifest in life, through our bodies, minds, hearts, and souls, today and beyond, keeping in mind our master plans and our commissions in the master plan, and only that which is for our highest good and the highest good of all concerned, and as desired, so it shall be. Amen. And let's take a sip. Cheers. So this was a centering. How many of you felt that was like really truthful and useful?
Mhm.
Okay. So imagine that you did a part of this prayer or the whole prayer every time you were drinking your water. And it would be on success quality or maybe a different quality. And you did that all the time. Do you think that would make a difference in your life?
Yeah.
What if not only you did that with your water, but you also did that every single time you eat something,
Mhm.
before you eat something, every time, especially the time when you want to break your fast and want to grab something to eat. It's totally fine. Break your fast and grab something to eat. But before you do that, say the prayer and drink your water and remember that you are success you want. And
Mhm.
then decide and then go on and see if you still want to eat that thing and break your fast. And
Mhm.
if you still do, just acknowledge I'm success I want. And right now I want to be success at breaking that fast.
That's true. I know for me, when I pray in the morning and I have a new quality I'm working on, I love coming with bringing God into it and saying, like together, me and Jesus or the Holy Spirit stepping into the truth of who I am for that day, that moment. So whether I'm drinking my water or just walking around in the day, and I'm like, okay, God, let's step in together. I want to be in in line with you. I want to step into the success that I truly am and the truth of who I am in you. And it completely transforms the way I'm thinking about something. And even if I do something that I didn't want to do, I have permission to do that just as much as I did to do the thing I wanted to do. Like it's okay. I even told the group too, like it's okay. It's okay to not do things perfectly. It's just something. It's a thing without judgment or blame. It's just the thing. But what is it that you want to step into more of more often? Like what's your end goal? What's your vision? And the more often you step into that um, part of you that you desire, the closer you're going to get to achieving the vision, right? So there's no all or nothing. It's just it all just is, right? It's just there's no. Is that true? I mean, is there an all or nothing, or is just they just are events?
And you have a quote in your book
Uh-huh.
that to what you said.
Mhm.
So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do it all for the glory of God. There.
True. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So whatever you do, right? Even if it's
What?
messing up or
So
doing well, do it all for the glory of God.
so when you do it with so that's what I imagined us doing is making you do everything for the glory of God. So when you know I am success I want and I am doing this to grow in success, you're doing it for the glory of God and do what and it's just right. And when you do it in that way, you have this other quote, right? That I will take your sickness away. And what was that quote? I don't know it.
Yeah, no, yeah. Is it in my book somewhere? I have
Yes.
to look it up.
Okay, here it is. Worship the Lord your God, and his blessing will be on your food and water. I will take away sickness from you.
Mm-hmm. Is that the Jewish blessing for food and water? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's Exodus 23:25.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, this is this and here you guys have that right in
Yeah.
here, this quote.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that really is the key. And I wanted to, I know you had some questions
Hmm.
about, there were a couple of questions that
Oh,
you wanted to ask.
sure. Sure. Yeah.
And
Are you talking for me?
so, not well, Cynthia, I have to honor Cynthia was so very prepared. She's prepared. She's not just showing up here. So you guys know that it takes time to prepare and organize a session like that. And Cynthia's been on it for like weeks. And she sent me questions like I want to ask you some questions. So I was ruminating on some of these questions, and there was a question about uh, how about
Oh,
maintenance, right? Let me make
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. So I have, yeah. So let me see if I can find the exact question. Okay. So, struggling. Oh, self-sabotage.
The struggle. There was a question
Struggle.
about
About
why do
struggle.
people tend to struggle to maintain their success.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
How
Exactly.
many
Yeah.
of you want to know why? Okay.
It's a consistency. Most people say, why can't I really want to be consistent, but I can't do it. And self-sabotage comes into play. And how do I get out of it? And what keeps me in this cycle? And anyway, yes.
Well, the reason we have trouble maintaining success because it was never meant to be maintained.
Mm.
How's that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So how would that
So
work in? Mm-hmm.
it was not meant to be maintained. It was meant to be grown.
Mm-hmm.
If you are not growing it, then you are dying.
Mm-hmm. So
So
if you're not feeding it almost or growing it, then it'll die.
for everything, if you look around you, because God created everything that it was, God gave you food and water. You have that in your
Mm-hmm.
book here
Mm-hmm.
too, about God giving us everything for
Mm-hmm.
food, right?
Right. I think at the beginning. Mm-hmm.
It's in the beginning.
Somewhere. Yeah. About the creation story, about how God created the food for
No,
us.
not that. It's not day one. It
Mm-hmm.
was later.
Okay.
It was later. Let me get quick.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, here.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that lives and moves
Mm-hmm.
about, everything that lives and moves about will be food for you. Just as I gave you the green plants, I now give you everything.
Mm-hmm.
On one hand, you can think of this quote as if it's about food,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not about food
Mm-hmm.
necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that lives and moves about will be food for you. If you look at everything that moves and lives about, it's giving you a message about what, how it grows, how it evolves, and it's teaching us about who we are.
Mm-hmm.
It's our teachers.
Mm-hmm.
It's a food for thought for us to understand who we are.
Mm-hmm.
How's that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you see this,
Mm-hmm.
everything begins as a child and it grows. How many of you have seen anything otherwise?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what's the message in here? What does
Mm-hmm.
God wants us to do?
To grow.
Grow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, grow. And
Mm-hmm.
once again, remember I said we're spiritual beings having a human experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and we're in spirit. So what the spirit needs to do or wants to do, what the spirit wants to do,
Grow.
spirit wants to grow.
Mm-hmm.
This is why imagined is not an affirmation.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, I am success. You are success. Whatever you are right now, you are already success. That's a given.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, but you have problem maintaining it, right? Why? Because you're not meant to be, I am success.
Mm-hmm.
You are meant to be, I am success. I want and become that.
And grow. Is that what you're saying?
So the way to understand imagined is if you take your imagined, if you pick it up and you uh, put the finger over I am and just read from the bottom. Read it from the bottom. What do you read?
Well, I have patience. Mine says patience I desire.
No, just read it. Just read from the bottom. Just read the words from the bottom up.
Oh, I desire patience I am.
Okay, well, your own patience.
I have different,
Anand, you
yeah.
said.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
you guys can unmute.
Anand.
Yeah.
So
I
read
mean,
that out loud.
you can
Read
unmute
that
if you
out
want.
loud.
Hang on.
I want success, right? You see that? I want success. So I want you to stay with that now. I want success. Okay, stay with that. And if you close your eyes and visualize what it is that you want. So Cynthia, if you're on patience, visualize, I desire patience, right? Patience, I
Right.
desire patience. I want success. Visualize what it is that you want. A higher level than where you are right now. Okay? And now you felt like a gap, right? You felt like I don't have that. I'm not there yet. You created a gap. And that gap is meant to be fulfilled. And by now stepping in, you can say, I am success, and not just that feels better, right? I am success feels way better than I want success, because that sets you like, this is a good place. I'm like right here. But I want you to take on and now read it. I am success I want. And visualize yourself as if you already are what you want. You already that. Not I am success, but I am success I want. I am already that. And now in that, imagine it's like an outfit. It's like an outfit that you could wear. Like imagine you going to the store and not even going to the store, you're passing by a store and you see this storefront with this outfit that is freaking the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. And not only is beautiful, there are tons of beautiful outfits out there, but it looks like if it was made just for you. It's exactly your style, the cut, the color. I mean, just perfect, as if it was made just for you. And you imagine what you would look like if you were putting it on. Would you just pass by or go into the store to check it out? You walk in, right? You walk in, you go straight to that rack, you grab the ticket, you turn that ticket around. Holy cow, it's an expensive outfit. I can't afford it right now. But you know what? They don't have a rule that you can't go into the dressing room and try it on. So why don't I just indulge myself and go into that dressing room and put that outfit on? And I take off this old shirt, t-shirt, whatever, jeans that I'm wearing. I take it off. I put it away. I mean, I've been wearing that outfit like for 20 years. I haven't shopped forever. But I put it down and I put this thing on me. And I look in the mirror. This is totally Instagram moment. I look freaking so amazing. Now, you know how you walk from one place to another place every day and you kind of like tread, but now you put this outfit on. How would you stand in front? Imagine you standing in front of that mirror. How do you stand in front of that mirror right now?
Yeah,
Like,
tall and
would you
confident.
like your shoulders pull back, you step up, you turn around, you like completely transformed in that moment. Okay? And you feel that. Now imagine they let you borrow this outfit for a couple of weeks. And every morning you put it on and you put the makeup and you go and you walk around showing it off like that. Not like you're usually dragging, in that pajama around the house. Not the same thing. You're in this gorgeous outfit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it feels like when you put on, I am success, I want.
Mm-hmm. It's like
You
stepping
I
into
am
it.
success, I want. How is like if you are already that success, how would you sit right now?
Mm-hmm.
Because I imagine you've been sitting the way you're sitting forever.
Mm-hmm.
Here, kind of like this. This is how you usually are sitting. You are not even aware that in this moment right now, you are practicing success.
Mm-hmm.
And now that you think that if you are success you want, would it be like a little more, would your posture change?
Mm-hmm.
How would you keep your head? How would you communicate with people? How would you just be a success you want? Would you be snoozing 10 times or jumping out of bed on the first alarm? Would you drag your feet to get some coffee, or would you be springing, moving along and excited, taking the day on?
Mm-hmm.
A success you want, what would you eat?
Mm-hmm.
What does success you want eat? For
Mm-hmm.
breakfast, for lunch? What does she eat? Does she eat the same thing you do?
Mm-hmm.
Is success you want talks the same way? The success you want, it's dinner, checking phone, or being present with the loved ones?
Mm-hmm.
Is success you want snapping at people, or being just really loving and kind and attentive and thoughtful? Are you success at being angry or success at being loving? You get to choose what success you want.
Mm-hmm.
It's all success, all of it. But you get to choose the one you want to be.
Mm-hmm. So if you're stuck in a cycle of behavior that you want to get out of, and it's really hard to get out of it or keep coming back to it, it's just a matter of recentering yourself and reminding yourself of the success you want and using your little card and meditating on what is it you want, and then reminding yourself throughout the day when you're drinking water
Who
or
you
eating
are.
food, who you are, right? Who we actually am. The I am part. I am success. And I am meaning God. God is success at everything he does, right? And because we're his creation and we're, like you said, a spirit living in a physical body, or however, experiencing a physical realm. That gives me chills thinking about that. It's cool. Just I'm walking around as spirit, but in my physical body, and then I have my heavenly body. And for me, what I always like to think about is I want to be as close to that heavenly body, that perfection that God has for me in heaven here on earth. Like, why can't I have that right here, right now? What does my heavenly body look like and act like and live like and think like, and like you were saying, feel like? That's what my desire is to have, because it's who I really am. Right? Yeah. And then giving God glory in the process, because that's who he knows who I really am. And me growing into that person of the truth of who I am. So and I keep saying I am, and as I say I am, I'm like, wow, I am as God in me. And owning that. And just like you said, you just sit taller when you know I am, when, and it just feels like
You have to take it to that next level. I am what I want.
I am what I want. Right.
Because if you are not going into I am success I want, then you're just staying at the same level.
Yeah.
Remember who is God?
Mm-hmm.
God is creator.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key. God is creator.
Mm-hmm.
And God created us in his image. That
Mm-hmm.
means God created us as creators.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just staying in I am, are you creating? No, you are not fulfilling the purpose of God. You are not living in the image of God if you are not creating.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't mean that you have to paint or you have to that does not mean that.
Mm-hmm.
You're creating in your qualities.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Am I creating that higher level?
Mm-hmm.
If I reach that higher level, is there a higher level?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So,
And
mm-hmm.
when we get stuck, as Cynthia so explained, that's so wonderful. When we get stuck, we're just forgetting about our true nature.
Mm-hmm.
And the trick here is you always fall down to the nature that you have already fully embodied.
Mm.
And there are levels. There is a level that you have embodied, and there is a level that you have not embodied yet. And that is so I want is your next level up, right?
Right.
And guess what? Once you reach that level, is no longer an, a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
That means it moved up.
So
Now I am success I want at a higher level.
so you
There
won't
is
go.
always another level.
So when you go back down, you go back down to the highest level you've achieved.
Yes.
And then you just keep growing.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, that makes
Always
sense.
growing. You're
Always
going to that the next level.
Okay.
And it's not chasing because you are this who I am and I
Mm-hmm.
want to grow next level. That's what keeps us alive. That's what living really means.
Growing.
Okay. Many people live for 75 years the same day and call it life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about this. We live, you wake up, you go to the bathroom, you eat this food, you do this thing. I mean, every single day you do the same thing over and over and over. How many of you agree hear that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's not real life. The true life is when we begin embodying these qualities to a higher and higher level and we grow constantly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the intention.
How many different character qualities do you have in your program? There's
50
a bunch.
qualities.
50.
50
Yeah.
qualities. Yeah.
Right. And they just grow. And I like the last few that you grow into are my favorite. It's like embodying God qualities. So like I am the light that I look up to. I forget what this, but I'm the light. I'm the presence. It's like manifesting God qualities, but they're in me, but it's just bringing them out. Like, and it just makes you walk differently. I remember one time I was giving a talk here in town and I was just feeling weird about it. I'm like, oh, I don't feel right. Just something felt off. And I'm like, wait a second, I'm working on, I am the presence that is in me or whatever it is. And I stepped into that. I'm like, wow, Lord, I am the presence. And it completely 180'd my perspective on what I was about to do. Cause I'm like, God, I'm coming in as you with my physical body to share whatever it is you need me to share. And it was like, okay, all right, got it. Because before it was like, oh, what was me? I'm nervous, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, wait, I am the presence. So
because the key is now in order for us to grow, one key element has to be present, and that is attention. Attention and intention. Attention and intention have to be present. Without it, we're not growing anywhere. And novelty is food of attention. Novelty is food of attention. So if we keep saying the same thing over and over, we get used to it and we'll stop paying attention. And when we stop paying attention, we'll stop growing.
Got it.
So with imagined life, this is why we have 50 qualities and we have a blueprint. So blueprint, you choose 12 qualities out of 50 that are exactly present to you right now that you need to grow in at this time. And you work on them one at a time for 12 weeks, and then you go to the next blueprint, etc. But the key is you will see, like right now, success I imagined is like really exciting. It's novelty. So you're going to be with it and it's going to be really cool. You will start seeing success everywhere. You will start seeing synchronicities happening. You will receive messages. it's still going to be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it will stop.
Mm-hmm.
And then you will just be like, that's not working anymore. And just put it away.
Mm-hmm.
And you stop doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is accurate because you have embodied that, and it's the same thing over and over. And you already want to something else. So it's not interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But with the imagines, when you have your 12 qualities, you work on success for a week,
Mm-hmm.
and you switch to the next level. And let's say next level is now support. You're on a different quality. So your mind is like, oh, I have to pay attention to support now.
Mm-hmm.
And then you are on patience. And I have to be on patience now. And then you're on cooperation. And then you are on courage or willingness. And then you may be on kindness or compassion. Or maybe you are on hearing or acceptance. Or maybe it's forgiveness time. So you grow through these qualities one at a time, and it keeps your mind focused and intentional all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And the trick is, you will be doing everything you're doing. You're already doing all of that. Now, today, you'd be like, let's say this was an amazing session. You guys feel like you're getting a lot of value out of this?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a great value, and you thinking, wow, Cynthia, you're like amazing. This was so great. And SoFeya just brought in this new insight. This is so cool. But the thing is, you're going to go, you're gonna click leave button on Zoom, and you're going to be back in your lives on your own. And guess what? You will continue doing what you're doing, and you will drink water, regardless whether you're going to be here with me, with us, or not. You will be drinking that water anyway. So in with imagines, you do what you do, but now you do everything with the quality you want.
Mm-hmm.
So rather than doing it as Kim or Cheryl or Annette, you're now doing it as I'm success I want.
Mm-hmm.
Or I am patience I desire. Or I am kindness I long for. And you are you're being in a different name.
Mm-hmm.
Now you guys are Christian, right? In Catholic tradition, they have a pope. You know that guy, Pope, right? They have Pope. So when Pope takes an office, you know the first thing that happens when he takes an office? He gets a new name. That's the first thing that happens to Pope. Like we have Pope Francis now, and his name is not Francis. He took that name to be a Pope as Francis. So the name, we have forgotten about names, that names are meant to be the qualities that we embody and become, not just some identity that they put on a driver's license and that people know you. That's not about that. And like Indians, for example, the Hindus, they still kind of maintain that that tradition. Like you would, if you know Indian people, you'll meet like Krishna, or I mean, why do they call someone Krishna? Because they want to embody Krishna. So that's the intention. So what imagines are, they're like the name of God, the name of spirit. Success is the name of God. God is success. Love is the name of God. God is love. Compassion is the name of God. God is compassion. God is forgiveness. God is acceptance. God is kindness. God is cooperation. if you look at these qualities, you will and you will start seeing them all around. God is encouragement. How? Well, easy. I have this book right here in front of me. This is encouragement. How? Well, and what does it do? It encourages me to read and study. I have this pen. What is it doing? It encourages me to write. Without encouragement, this does not exist. Just like it does not exist without success.
Mm-hmm. This is awesome. So, okay. So before I run out of time, so tell us about how they can find all this information from you, how they can get in touch with you if they want to know more about how to implement or start their blueprint. So this is something, ladies, that I do on my own, and I've really grown. It's been a couple of years in Christ, and who I am as a person, and who I am in as my spirit, and my whole person. And a lot of the course I did a lot of the inspiration for the course I created and the book that I wrote came from growing myself in these character qualities. Before this, God has a plan and a purpose, and he needs me to be at a certain point in my life in order to do certain things. So I needed to grow to the next level, starting with success 2 years ago, and then growing my God man in order to be able to be ready for this. So the book was a manifestation, I guess you would say, of the character that I grew into, and the courage that I had to step into in order to actually make it happen, and the courage to continue it and to make it and to finish it and to publish it and to continue on. So I'm always working on my character, and it's been such a blessing for me. And I like to bring it to everybody in my groups, or anybody that I work with, because it's an option to grow, like she was saying, to continue to grow and develop into who you are, but do it intentionally. I know when we read scripture, God is always speaking to us, or just the Holy Spirit giving us words of encouragement, or just words that'll help us to grow and to give us peace, or whatever he's working on with us right now. But to do it intentionally, to ask the Holy Spirit, like I have the cards, the little coasters laid out, and I have the whole kit, and I look at them and I say, okay, Lord, like this week, what is it that you need me to grow in right now the most? There's a way you do it, and so I'll look at them, and it's so crazy. A lot of times they'll pop out, like, that's the one. Okay, let's do it. And I'll step into it with him. But sometimes it's like, I don't know which one, or there's a tie between two. So I'll just have to choose one or the other. But either way, I've even gone to the extent of finding scriptures that support the character quality that I'm working on, or just asking the Holy Spirit to guide me or show me or remind me that this is what I'm doing. And it is true. It's amazing how you'll start to notice people or things happening around you that embody that quality. Like for me, it's patience. And if I'm going through something, okay, how can I apply patience that I'm growing in this situation? Or how can I implement courage in this situation? Or like I said, when I was going to do that speech, I was like, I'm nervous, but wait a second, I am the presence of God. How can I grow in that? And how can that help me? So it's helped me a ton. And obviously I wanted to share that with you all. So you have that option, and SoFeya can show you exactly how to find that. And then also, if you have a link for us, SoFeya, if you want to put it in the chat, you can put the link in the chat so they can find it right there. But thank you so much. This is so powerful and so encouraging and inspiring, just knowing that what we do doesn't define who we are. It's like, just because we do something, we feel like we're failing, we're not a failure. It's just we're success at that thing, and we're success no matter what, because that's who God is and that's who's in us. So we just want to go after the success that we desire, that God desires for us, and to embody that as his children. So
I wanted, if it's okay,
yeah.
I wanted one more thing.
Sure.
About the sabotage.
Okay.
About the sabotage.
Yeah.
We were not designed to sabotage ourselves. We were designed to grow. Mm-hmm. So when we see ourselves sabotaging, I know that none of you ever wanted to sabotage yourself, did you? But how many of you have sabotaged yourself before? Okay. So none of you wanted to sabotage yourself, and yet you did. So as if there was a force within you that forced you to sabotage yourself. Does that kind of sound right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay. So I want you to know it's not a devil or anything. It's just that what you want is a higher level of embodiment than you have accomplished.
Mm.
And you are trying to reach that level, but you are not there yet. Mm-hmm. You are at a lower level. Mm-hmm. And you're trying to be at the higher level, and it keeps dragging you down. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the self-sabotage has nothing to do with sabotage. What it has to do with is this. Do you feel bad when you sabotage yourself? That's the call. That's letting you know that there is something unresolved within you that is ready to be healed.
Mm-hmm.
And you cannot go higher until you resolve that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's a desire
So
for
I just
more.
wanted to clarify that because a lot of people see this self-sabotage. I have to push myself or I'm wrong and bad. No, you have to understand that we were not designed to sabotage ourselves. We were designed to grow. And if the sabotage or what we call sabotage happens, it's for us to alert us that there is something unresolved within that needs to be resolved.
Mm-hmm.
And when you resolve that, you won't have any problems doing what you wanted to do.
That's
So I just
amazing.
wanted to bring that in.
Yeah, that's great.
And so what Cynthia had shared, she's experienced like first time. So we'll do the blueprint, a blueprint session. And the blueprint session is when we sit down and you choose the qualities that you need to work on right now. That's 12 of them, and we would fill this out. You will know exactly what these qualities are, and you will know why you need to choose them and what your life purpose actually is.
Mm-hmm.
It is so spot on, like it'll freak you out how perfect it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a divination. It's not something like tarot cards or whatever stuff. It's not. It's just as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want? I'm just going to ask you a question. Like, Anat, what do you want to see more right now? And I'm going to give you some samples. Like, what do you want to see more? Do you want to see more success, more abundance, more health, more vibrant health, more support, more nurturing, more encouragement? What do you want to see more right now? What do you want to see more? Just type it in the chat. Type it in the chat. What do you want to see more right now? Do you only choose one? If you like, this is what I really want to see more. I want to see more support. I want to see more abundance. I want to see more vibrant health. I want to see more encouragement. I want to see more nurturing. I want to see more success. Which one of these do you want to see more right now?
Courage.
Courage wasn't part of it right now.
Oh.
So courage wasn't part of it. So I'm giving you trust. I'm giving you encouragement, nurturing, vibrant health, unlimited abundance, success, support, abundance, Kim abundance, success. Okay, Cheryl, success, Annette, success. Okay, well, those of you who have success, you guys can just download that. You already have that. So this is how that's how the blueprint discovery process is done. I'm going to ask you that question. What do you want to see now? And you're going to just say what that is. You all know what that is. And then I'm going to ask you, what do you want to feel more now? What do you want to know more now? And maybe maybe that's going to be a different quality. What do you want to be more now? What do you want to create more now? And you all know what that is. That's when you're connecting to your soul and your soul begins speaking. And that's how we build your soul's blueprint. And you'll know exactly the qualities you need to work on at this time. So that's the blueprint discovery. And we do the workshop. And then I also have a 5 days intensive challenge for success. It's 5 days to more success. Intensive. That's going to be in December, actually.
Okay.
And in October, I'm going to do St. Francis challenge. How many of you are familiar with the prayer of St. Francis? Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. What it is hatred, let me sow love. What it is injury, pardon. What it is doubt, trust, what it is, sadness, joy. So we're taking these qualities, and instead of doing the prayer, we work for 45 days embodying these qualities. So you actually become
Mm-hmm.
that.
That's cool.
So it's really super powerful. So there are a number of things, but
Okay.
the first connection, Cynthia gave you the link to download Success I Imagined. So
Yeah.
if you did that, you're already in, and you will hear what I have. If you want something to do like recent, like soon, I want to start, you can respond to the email that you have received from me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just send me a message and we'll connect, and
Okay.
I will help you to step up. I have a community. You're welcome to join the community. Everyone's practicing I imagine there. And it's so cool because what happens, it becomes this. What are you on? I am this. And what about you? I am on this quality.
Mm-hmm.
And we interact as these qualities rather than Annette, Kim, and Cheryl and Cynthia, where like I'm support, I'm nurturing, I'm abundance, I'm trust, I am courage, I am acceptance, I'm harmony. And in our events, people would start introducing themselves like, I'm harmony I yearn for right now. I'm harmony I seek. Da 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 da. I'm
Okay.
inspiration. I'm inspiration. I say da 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 da, and so it becomes this kind of communication.
Okay. That's really great. And we could even do that if we start doing it here. We can also do that here as well. Okay. All right. So we better run, but let me just go through the chats real quick. Thank you again, SoFeya, for being here. This is so
Thank you. Thank
empowering.
you so much, guys. You've been amazing. Thank you.
Okay. Variation. Oh yeah. Renee or Annette was saying about there's also the variation on the I, a variation on the I am statements on your mirror. You did exactly what you wanted to do. Success. So yeah, it's like putting the I am statement on your mirror. So you look at it every morning like I am. But then drinking the water is like the physical act of it. Um, and then Cheryl said, Wayne Dyer says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Yeah, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Yeah, that's exactly all of this. Yeah, attention and intention. Yep. Oh, attention and intention. So she was saying like to pay attention and be intentional, right? Yeah, so you pay attention to the quality and be intentional about practicing it. Yeah. Oh, here she's got,
So
yeah.
I see Anna
Mm-hmm.
the meditation 3 times a day for a month at
Mm-hmm.
a time.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you drink water more than 3 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see how much more power in that.
When you're because you're drinking
This,
throughout the day.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So Kim was saying
Because
that's why.
it's connected to what you're already doing. You're not adding anything to your life. You're
Mm-hmm.
already drinking water. In
Mm-hmm.
fact, if you're not doing this while you're drinking water, you're wasting your time just drinking water.
Yeah, just drinking water, right? And Kim was saying about that's why grace is required. Yeah, for growth and everything. Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, all of the above. Yeah, courage. Okay, we got these ones from earlier. Growth is the questions we ask ourselves, more success. Yeah. Let's see, success, inspirational. Oh yeah, yay. Awesome. Awesome, ladies. Well, thank you so much for being here. And then I'll have SoFeya also send me a link if she has anything, and I'll post it along with this recording on our Facebook group so you can get in touch with her and get to know more about how this works. And if you have any questions about it, also for me, let me know. I've been doing it for a little while. If you need have any, kind of general questions, and then I will point you to SoFeya and her group. And yeah, it's amazing. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to pray real quick before we go, and then we will finish up. All right. Thank you, Lord, so much for this opportunity, Lord, to hear from you, to hear your truth, Lord, to that we can grow ourselves, or that we can be courageous, or we can step into courage with you and grow ourselves according to your will, Lord, according to the place that we are in our lives and the level that we're at, Lord, that we could not look to punish ourselves, Lord, but look to understand what's going on in our lives, Lord, to hear from you, to feel your grace, Lord, to know that we are successful because you have successfully and beautifully created us, Lord. Thank you for this beautiful creation that you've done in our bodies, Lord, and that we can glorify you in all that we do. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, ladies, thank you so much for being here. And we'll keep in touch. And if maybe I'll bring SoFeya in our group and she can kind of see what we're doing, or you can ask her questions for a little while. And yeah, thank you so much. And I'll see you all on Thursday. We have our group on Thursday. All right. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. You're welcome. Bye.